So today is only day 2 and a lot of drama, emotional catharsis, a lot of wahala has already started happening in Biggie's house. Guys, remember, today is only day 2 of the Bbnaija season 5 lockdown show. Yeah, remember, this season is going to happen for just 10 weeks and we have 20 housemates currently in the house, and today is only day 2. I keep on repeating that because the amount of things happening, guys, I can't believe it. Seems like it's already a week. And these housemates, right, in as much as they're really fun and entertaining, they've got no chill. I mean, the love dramas are happening, the love triangles are coming up, you know, a lot of shut up there, shut up here, a lot of things are happening. But guys, what I'm going to be sharing with you guys on this video tonight is the diary sessions of the housemates. So the housemates had their first diary session of the season, and tonight Biggie chose to only talk to only 10 housemates. I'm presuming that tomorrow he's going to continue the conversation. So guys, all the drama that happens today, I will discuss all of them or most of them in a separate video. But tonight, guys, I'm just going to focus on some of those gists and also on what the housemates revealed about themselves on during the diary session. So let's jump into the video. Now today, guys, the housemates made a lot of shocking revelations, and this is as a result of the fact that yesterday, before the HOH challenge game, Biggie informed the housemates that on Thursday they will be having a task tagged getting to know yourself, right? Getting to know each other. So it's gonna be a quiz about housemates answering questions about other housemates. So what the HOH Nengi suggested was that all the housemates should pair themselves in twos and have conversations, get to know each other, just ask themselves basic questions in line with the hints that Biggie gave to them yesterday. I have all of that in yesterday's video, so just go ahead and watch it, guys. And so, guys, this was how the housemates started having these conversations, and later on Biggie broke them off and announced to them that if they work in twos or individually, they would be fast, but if they work as a team or as a group, they would be faster. And that was when all the housemates decided to have like a general getting to know each other session, right? So what they did was they gathered in the lounge in the living room area, and one housemate would take turn in introducing themselves and talking about themselves, spilling secrets. And guys, today was the day for spilling secrets. Today was a day of revelations. I mean, since on Sunday, these housemates have been talking about themselves. They've played games of introducing themselves, sharing their stories. But today, guys, I mean, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to do a separate video to discuss some of the secrets and revelations that I got and deduced from the conversations that the housemates had today. Guys, they are really mind-blowing. I hope you guys are ready, like absolutely ready to hear all of this information. But in this video, I'm going to be focusing on the diary session because tonight the housemates had their first diary session on the show for the season. So Biggie chose to only speak with 10 housemates. Yeah, of course there are 20 housemates, they're quite a lot. So Biggie spoke with only 10 housemates. They are going to continue the conversation tomorrow. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just talk about what these housemates said. Now Biggie started the conversation with Nengi. Now he asked basically Biggie was asking all these housemates the same questions. Okay, so he asked all these housemates about their experience, how their experience has been in the house. Now, according to Nengi, she said she's thankful, she thinks our fellow housemates are cool, she feels everyone is smart, you know, she loves them, and she feels like they all have good spirits. And then Biggie asked Nengi who she sees herself bonding with in the course of the show, and she said Tricky T because it makes her laugh. She also said Ozo is cool. Yeah, he's cool, he's smart, she likes smart people. She also said Kid Wire because he's very chill. She likes the way he's cool, calm and collected. She likes Eric because they did she likes Erica because they competed for MBJ, and that's most beautiful girl in Nigeria, together. So they knew each other prior to getting into the house. So Biggie asked Nengi that of all the people she mentioned, he noticed that she did not mention Wathoni. That why is that so? And then she said, well, Wathoni is cool and nice, but she noticed that since yesterday Wathoni has been distant, that she and Wathoni actually knew each other outside the house before coming on to the show. You know, they've had conversations a couple of times, but they're not really the best of friends. But because she knows Wathoni's story, she can really relate with the sort of person and experiences that Wathoni has gone through in her lifetime, you know. So she's going to do everything in her power if she can to ensure that she sees Wathoni to the end of the game, you know, because she loves people like that. She cares about people like that. So according to Nengi, she and Wathoni, they are not best friends, but she can relate with Wathoni's story and experiences, and she definitely wants to see Wathoni get to the end of the game. So guys, let's not forget now that yesterday when Nengi won HOH, Biggie asked her that in flip seconds she should pick another housemate to stand as a deputy, and she wasted no time in choosing Wathoni. So that raised a lot of questions, you know, because she was getting close to Ozo, you know. So people were asking, why did she choose someone else, you know, although there was the other set of people who were really excited and calling it women supporting women. I was one of those people anyways, you know. So now we know the reason why, and I feel like it's actually really, really sweet that she's choosing to do that, you know. It shows that she values friendship. And so Biggie said that before the house, she and other housemates were put under 2 weeks isolation. That what was her experience like and what did she learn, you know. And then she said it was boring at first, but then she got used to it. And then she also said that in her life she has never read the Bible in as much as the way she read the Bible during the 2 weeks isolation. So she read like the Bible back and forth, you know, but then she learned a lot, and then she got a lot of inspiration from the book of Matthew. And then she said it was also a moment of self-discovery for her. Then Biggie asked her what are the chances of her winning the show, and she said 101% now that she does not fear anything. So guys, let's watch out for Nengi. Let's see how much her confidence and how far her confidence is going to take her. And also Biggie asked her that what are her thoughts on the HOH game that was played yesterday. She said it was really crazy. She said that Neil was highly competitive at some point. She got tired of Neil competing with her on who would get the number first, you know. And then she was like, Biggie, just give it to me. But she's really grateful and happy that she won the HOH at the end of the day, you know. And then Biggie asked if there was any other thing that she could say, and then she used that opportunity to thank Biggie, show appreciation for the opportunity given to her to come into the house and play the game. And now we had Wathoni. I don't even know why Biggie chose to call Wathoni immediately after Nengi finished speaking her own, you know. So Biggie called Wathoni and asked her the same questions. What's her experience been? How has her experience been so far in the house? And Wathoni said, well, that about the getting to know each other, that's something she has always wanted to get off her chest. That she feels like speaking about her son, you know, that she has a son, so she feels like speaking about her son is going to put her in a very, very funny emotional place that she doesn't want to get to, you know. So she would appreciate if people don't really ask her questions about that, or questions on a deeper level. So I'm like, okay, so what do you want Biggie to do about it, you know? And guys, funny enough, this Biggie is just so savage, just like every other Biggie, because he just acted as if he didn't even hear whatever she said, and he moved on to further questions. Anyways, Biggie asked her what she thinks about her fellow housemates, and she said she thinks that they are amazing, but she still needs to get to know them more, you know. So Biggie asked her who she's looking forward to forming an alliance with in the house, and she said Nengi and Tricky T, you know. And then Biggie asked her why she chose those two people, and she said that Tricky T is funny and Nengi is very, very cool, though she did not mention if she knew Nengi from outside the house. And then Biggie asked her how her experience was in those 2 weeks of isolation and what she learned during those periods. And she said that she learned that she could actually stay alone. She never knew that part of herself, but then she was able to learn about that part of herself. And then she said that now she knows that there's nothing in this world that can make her fall into depression, you know. And then Biggie asked her what she went through during the period. You know, she said no phones, no human beings. She was always looking forward to the housekeeper coming around to bring her food or take care of the house so that she could have interactions with fellow humans, you know. And then Biggie asked her that after 48 hours approximately of being in the Big Brother's house, you know, what does she think her chances of winning the game are? And she said 100%. Like, okay, oh, okay, you know. And then Biggie asked her what are her thoughts about the HOH game, and she said, well, it was a game of chance, you know. She did her best, but still, even though she did not win it, but she found it to be really, really fun, you know. And then we had Neil in the diary room. Now Biggie asked Neil exactly the same question: what's his experience been so far in the house? And he said that he loves the crib and he loves the housemates. Okay guys, before I continue about Neil, okay, sorry any of you that's standing Neil already, I don't know, but I have this issue with Neil talking. Like, guys, I'm sorry to say this, but this is just my perception, and I know I'm not alone in this, because Neil literally broke the internet today. Now guys, let's remember, when Omashola was on the show last season, his first diary session went viral. That was what made Omashola popular. That was what made a lot of people started looking forward to seeing Omashola in the house. And I had a feeling while watching Neil talk that Neil had the same motive in his head. Even before going into the diary room, he was already saying, hey, I know my people are going to be watching me now. Yes, he was really excited. Guys, I understand the feeling. Oh my God, out of millions of people, just 20 of us, I am one of the lucky 20 that was selected to go into Biggie's house, you know. But guys, at some point, I got really tired, because Neil got into the diary room. Biggie will ask him one question. Neil will use a whole 10 minutes talking about something entirely different, right? And sometimes they ended up not even answering the questions, you know. So Biggie even got irritated at him at some point and even shouted at him, yo. You know guys, it was really, really funny, but it was really annoying, because I've said it a number of times. Follow me on Twitter, guys. My Twitter handle is at FSWGlory. Okay, just look for Frankie Speaking with Glory and NAIJA. You'll find my Twitter handle. I've said a number of times that I feel like Neil is trying to play the FA script and the Omashola script of the worry boy that is from a broken background, from a poor home, and then he's very, very loud, very, very outspoken, not afraid of anybody. I feel like that's what he's trying to do, and fine, it's okay guys, everybody can come up with their own strategies. But guys, today Neil really overdid it, because it felt like even Biggie got tired and irritated at some point, because he felt like he was trying to overdo it. He was trying to make his first diary session very, very memorable, and although he made it memorable because people would never forget that Neil was the first lockdown housemates that Biggie really scolded in the diary room. So guys, I don't know, but I just felt like putting this out there. Anyways, Biggie asked him the same question: how has his experience been so far? And he said he loves Biggie's crib. He was calling Biggie senior bra. I mean a senior bros. Like, why are you calling Biggie the name of a lingerie? Like, seriously, man. Be serious for once, you know. So he said he loves the housemates, and he also feels like Biggie did a perfect selection of all the housemates. And then Biggie asked him, of course, what he thinks of his fellow housemates. He said they are respectable of your story, they are talented, they come from similar backgrounds, you know, and they have a very, very positive energy. He likes the fact that the other housemates, they respect when he is talking, and they respect his struggle. Everybody has a story to tell, you know, that sometimes he feels like he's the only one that has gone through things, you know. But hearing everybody talk about their story today during the getting to know each other session, you know, he realized that everybody had a story, and he respects that, which I really, really agree with, you know. And then he also said that he loves everyone's story, and he loves how they connect, that they all have a connection, that they have a strong bond at this point. You know, coming into the house, he did not think that it would be possible to be that way, but it is that way, you know. And then Biggie said something. Biggie said, it's obvious that you have been smitten by your housemates. And Neil was like, Biggie, wait till you talk. I'm like, no, Biggie is saying smitten. Okay, smitten. The word is smitten. Like, Neil, why can you not now? Neil was like, Biggie, can you use another word? Because that word is confusing me. I'm like, my God, for a guy that acts like he has an accent, like, man, how can you not know the meaning of smitten? But it's okay, it's all good. Everybody is bound to make mistakes anyways. So Biggie asked Neil who are his favorite housemates at the moment, and he said Eric, Bright. He said he likes Eric because Eric is like his gym partner. He likes Bright as well. Bright is cool. He likes Tricky T. Tricky T is funny. He likes Kid Wire because Kid Wire is very, very cool and chill, and also a gym partner. He likes Praise. Praise helps him to dance some certain dance moves. He likes Lakon. Lakon, the way he thinks. He likes Nengi. Yeah, Nengi is clean. He likes the fact that Nengi is beautiful but not proud. He likes the fact that even though Nengi is beautiful, HOH, she's very, very humble. He likes that about her. He also likes V. V is very, very friendly, relates with everybody. He likes Katrina, right? He likes Katrina, and he also likes Dorothy. He likes Katrina because Katrina is a hustler, and he likes Dorothy because Dorothy is very, very funny. So Biggie asked New what does he think about the HOH challenge, and he said it was just a cruise, that now he understands that Biggie is the king of cruise, you know. But it was really frustrating at some point, but he likes the fact that Nengi won, you know. So he was just going on and on, all positive energy about it, and Biggie even commended him, you know, for taking his loss in good faith. And Biggie asked him what are his chances of winning the show, you know, looking at the fact that he has been in the house for over 48 hours. And he said, well, for him, you know, he believes more in himself, you know. Okay, guys, Neo was just talking and talking and talking and talking. Let me not lie to you guys. He didn't say one particular thing. He didn't give one particular answer. So I'm not gonna lie to you, but he's not really looking forward to winning like 100% like that, you know. But he's actually very, very competitive. And Biggie asked him about his experience and what he learned in the 2 weeks of isolation, and he said it made him to believe in himself more, you know. And Biggie asked him if there's anything else he wants to talk about, and he said he wants to discuss, he wants to call Biggie senior bra, and he kept on talking and talking and talking. No, you know, say now you now every time I want to call you senior bra, other housemate, they will tell me not to. And Biggie told him, this is Big Brother's house, and that is all. Your diary session has come to an end. I'm like, ah, Biggie, old savage gone. Like, Biggie just shut him up. But I was glad that happened because, gosh, sorry guys, but the session was just too long. And so we had Ozo. Yeah, we had Ozo. Now, Ozo was asked the same question. What was his experience like in the house, or what has it been so far? And he said that it's been great. Everyone is nice, you know. He has bonded with Dora, especially because she's very, very nice to him, you know. And Biggie asked him about the bonding thingy and okay, before Biggie asked him about that, Biggie asked him what he learned during the 2 weeks of isolation. And he said it was hard on the first day, you know, because he's used to having his phone, he's a TV person. But then when he was taken to the hotel room, the TV was taken away from the room, you know. It got him really surprised that, oh my god, what am I supposed to do now, you know. And he said, but then he was given a Bible and was reading the Bible. Guys, one question struck my head, like, come on, this Big Brother NAIJA organizers, people are very, very strategic, you know. Take away every form of technology from these people, take away everything that would connect them to the outside world, and then you give them a Bible that is going to make them have sense. I'm like, God, I'm sorry to say it, but guys, it seems like you give them a Bible so that they will instill the fear of God in their heart. Because hey, I've been wondering, like, these housemates came into the house, they are very nice, they are very good, they are well behaved, everybody is all prim and proper. I said there's something fishy going on, because people cannot pretend for long. And now, guys, the revelation has come out. These housemates have been given the word of God to study for the past 2 weeks. So even those ones that are very, very stubborn, by the time they read Bible, read at least from Genesis to Revelation, their senses will come back. I said, no wonder these people are very, very calm. So guys, that's what happened. All the housemates, before coming into the house, they were put under isolation for 2 weeks, and they were given nothing else other than a Bible, and they all read the Bible. And all of them have been saying during the at least 10 of them have been saying during the diary session that they've gotten closer to God. They've been praying. So guys, I feel like this season was really, really planned, you know, spiritually, physically, otherwise, and I love it, you know. So Biggie also asked him, you know, what he thinks of his housemates, and he said he likes the fact that everyone is cheering everyone to do great, everybody is supporting everybody, everybody is encouraging everybody, there's no bad vibes, there's no bad blood, you know. And then Biggie also asked him who he sees himself bonding with, and he said Dora, because on the first day during the lunch show, when he got into the house, he wanted to go take a space for a bed space, but then V told him not to go, and then he got carried away with being friendly with everybody, and before he knew it, everybody had taken bed spaces, and then he was left with none. So Dora was the only person that offered to share her bed with him, although other housemates were laughing at them that, oh, what are you doing, you people are, you know, already getting cozy and stuff. But later on at night, he noticed that all of them, they were cuddling each other, like they were jam-packing themselves because their room was extremely cold. So he said that Dora is really nice, and she's the only person in the house that calls him ultimate light skin, you know. So he feels like he has a bond with Dora, and he likes her as a person because she's also nice and cool. And then she said that they also do laundry together, they chat together, and she has very cool vibes. So he sees both of them going far in the game together. Then Biggie asked him about the HOH game, and he said it was great, it was good, although at some point he felt like he almost lost his cool because he wasn't getting what he wanted, but then it was good. And then Biggie asked him if there was anything else he wanted to say, and he said, well, that he wants to play pranks on his housemates, that what he was planning on doing is hiding everybody's pillows, you know, under the bed's drawer, and then allowing everybody to stress out looking for it, you know. He also said that he just wants to spice up everything in the house. And then Biggie said, okay, that he's allowed to play pranks on his fellow housemates as long as those pranks is not going to hurt any of his housemates. And I'm like, yes! These are the kind of innovative thinkings that I'm looking out for in this game, you know. These people have become too relaxed. I know it's only 2 days now, yeah, but they are just so relaxed. I feel like they're almost forgetting that it is a competition, you know. In as much as I like the good vibes and all that's ongoing, yeah, but I feel like there should be something at least to wake them, shake them out of their comfort zones. And I would be really excited if Ozo goes ahead with his pranks. He also demanded for, or requested rather, for his vitamins, yeah. And then we had Katrina. Guys, honestly, every time I remember Katrina's name, I tend to remember all the drama that she did this afternoon. Guys, just watch out for my next video, because I'm going to be spending that next video talking about all of that drama and also another interesting drama that you don't want to miss out, guys. So make sure you watch the next video as well. Now guys, Katrina shared her experience so far in the house. She said it's been awesome. Every morning she wakes up still in shock that she is in Biggie's house. She cannot believe that she made it this far into the house. And then Biggie asked her what are her chances of winning the game, looking at the fact that she has spent at least 2 hours in the house already. And she said, well, she's being real, she's being true to herself and the show, you know, and she feels like she's doing great. She didn't specifically answer the question as to her chances of winning. She just went ahead talking about something else. I'm like, why is it that some people, when they ask some people questions, they just go ahead and answer something entirely different? I don't know, I don't understand. Anyways, guys, Biggie asked her what she thinks of her fellow housemates, and she said that initially, you know, remember guys, during the day of the luncheon, Ebuka asked her to pick between relationship and fight, and she chose fight. So she said initially she chose fight, but then when she got into the house, she realized that everyone is nice, everybody is mature, everybody is accommodating. I'm like, this one that all these housemates are just saying everybody is nice, everybody is mature. You people have not seen anything. By the time Biggie starts bringing his mad ass twists and turns to the game, trust me guys, you see all this bonding that's happening up and down, it's going to be mad. But Neil said something during his diary session, aside all the noise that he was making. He said something that I find it very true. He said he enjoys the fact that they are having a bond at the moment, that this bond that they're having, he believes is going to determine how they are going to mend broken relationships in the future, because he predicts that they are going to definitely have problems. And it is true, guys. So I totally like the fact that the housemates are having a strong relationship now, because I know that in the future, when 2 or more people have issues, they should be able to remember that, okay, when we came into the house, we're really cool. And Biggie also asked her what she learned in isolation. She said she learned a lot more confidence, and she learned how to be on her own as well. And Biggie asked if there was any other thing she wanted to talk about, and then she used the opportunity to actually thank Biggie. Now, moving on to Eric, Biggie asked Eric the same question, his experience so far in the house. And he said that he feels like, you know, they've been there for a week, you know, that it's been an education so far, because he's been learning a lot from the rest of the housemates. He's been learning a lot from everybody. And Biggie asked him about the HOA challenge. He said it was fun, that the time factor added more fun and more twist to the game, which he really enjoyed. And Biggie also asked him what he thinks of his fellow housemates. He said, well, everyone is special in different ways. They are connected in so many ways that he feels like the selection process is perfect. You know, whoever selected this set of housemates into the house, it feels like they did a great job. And guys, I share the same sentiments. I believe that this set of housemates, guys, they're actually really perfect for this season. You know, selection process is top notch. Even though, let me just keep quiet on that regard. And then Biggie also asked him who he sees himself bonding with in the house. Eric said he sees himself bonding with Erica, Lilo, New, and Praise. And Biggie also asked him why he believes he's bonding with them, and he said that so far he enjoys their company. Biggie also asked him that how would he rate his chances of winning this particular season, and he said he thinks he has a good chance. And then Biggie also asked him what he learned in isolation and what his experience was like. He said he was happy, he was sad, it was also a reflection mode for him, a self-reflection mode for him, but he also learned to listen to his thoughts, pay attention to his instincts, plan his strategies. But then talking about strategies, he already had in his mind what he wanted to do. By the time he got into the house, he realized that his strategy flew out of the window because he saw different people from different walks of lives, different backgrounds, and he realized that, oh my god, strategy will not even work in this process. You know, and guys, this reminds me of what I have said on my channel a lot of times as well. I said sometimes people think, or people have strategies outside the house. When they get into the house, they meet something entirely different that defeats the plan that they already have, and so they have to now come and start re-strategizing inside the house. And I think that that's what's happening with Eric and a couple of other housemates already. So Biggie asked him what he has learned about himself. He said he has learned that he now cares more, because being in the house is already calculating and thinking about how he's going to use his newfound status and privilege to help his friends outside the house. And there was nothing else for him to talk about. So we had Brighto. Guys, let me not lie to you, Brighto's session was just simply funny. The guy was very, very uncomfortable. I could see that he was sort of fidgeting. He was very, very slow, and at some point I got really bored. But it was towards the end of his diary session that I got to understand why there was just so much tension and unease surrounding his presence in the diary room. By the way, guys, did I mention that the diary room is simply the most beautiful thing ever? Like, it's so beautiful, way different from previous seasons. So beautiful, a breath of fresh air. You know, the Pepper Dem Gang's diary room had red, yellow, like the color of pepper, but this one, locked down, it had the color of ice. It had the theme of water. Very cool, calm, and very, very comfortable, you know. So thumbs up again to whoever designed the diary room. Remember, guys, I did a video on a tour inside Biggie's house, so if you want to see that video, guys, check it out on my channel. It's currently available. And so Biggie asked Bright the same question about his experience in the house so far. He said it's been amazing. He's learned a lot about the other housemates. Biggie asked him, you know, what his experience has been and why did he said that his experience has not been easy. Sorry, guys. But then Biggie asked him why he said so, and he said he needs some of his stuff and he has not gotten some of his stuffs yet. And then he also said that he has insomnia. He's not been able to sleep, not because he's fidgeting or anything, but because there's been so much conversations, noise going on in the house. Everybody's trying to know each other, and so you cannot sleep when there's so much to learn from the rest of the housemates. And so Biggie asked him what he thinks about his fellow housemates, and he said, well, everybody has different personalities, everybody is playing it very safe, and he's trying to get to understand them. And guys, I feel like Bright is the first person that has actually been very honest about his perception about the other housemate, because guys, let's be honest and let's be frank, all the other housemates, they are being very careful, they are being very, very safe, they're playing safe, they're trying not to step on anybody's feet, although someone like Lucy has been very, very intentional about provoking some people, but she's doing it very, very subtly, and then she tries to play the victim by crying when telling her story. But let's watch out for that. I have more gist regarding Lucy's story. I'm gonna do all of that in my next video. And so Biggie asked him who he sees himself bonding with, and he said Neo and Tochi. For the ladies, he hasn't seen anybody yet that he is bonding with, you know. So Biggie asked him what are his chances of winning the show, and he said 50-50, because everybody is still hiding under their true self, under their shadow. So he's yet to see what people are really like when they are met with certain decisions to make and certain competitions. And I find that 100% true. That is 100% true. Biggie also asked him what he learned in self-isolation and what his experience was like. He said he got closer to God, you know, he became his own best friend, he kept on talking to himself, he could not get used to not knowing what the time was, you know. And I'm like, yes, Biggie did it again, you know. instilling the word of God in the housemates so that they will have the fear of God and not come and display madness on TV, which is actually very, very good idea. And so Biggie asked him what he thought of the HOH game, and he said, well, it wasn't easy and it felt like it was okay because it was based on luck, you know. So Biggie now asked him if he had any other thing to share, and this was the part where Bright opened up and said that he has not been okay, that he has been weighed down because you know, when the housemates were going into the house, they were certain of their belongings that was taken away from them. Lilo said the same thing, that she had a lot of shoes, but her shoes were taken away from her. She had just one shoe that she brought into the house. So this is me guessing that this is because some of the sponsors of the show that are going to be joining later on, they're going to be giving this housemates party outfits and clothes and shoes and stuff, you know. So Bright said amongst his belongings that was taken away from him, his toothbrush, his deodorant, his bathing soap, his towel, in fact everything where they make person ready to bath up in the morning, he doesn't have any of those things. So guys, that means that up until now, Bright has not showered with soap. He has not brushed his teeth. And I'm like, no wonder when other housemates are having conversation with this guy, he's literally hiding his mouth, or he's hiding himself, or he's just staying away from the crowd. And I understand how uneasy that thing can make people feel, you know. So Biggie understood his plight and told him that he was going to look into it. And then we had a conversation with Lucy. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. Sorry guys, but I have to say this. Lucy's diary session was just quite annoying. It was annoying because she was just prapping like a running tap. Biggie even got irritated to the point that Biggie sent her out of the diary room and told her, Lucy, save your stories for when needed. And then he sent her out of the diary room. It was just so annoying, you know. They asked her the same questions. Yes, she answered that her experience in the house has been crazy. She even said that she's been emotionally unstable and wants a private moment. If Biggie could arrange a private moment. So I'm like, hey, I don't understand. You came into this house to come and compete for how much? 85 million. And you are complaining of being emotionally unstable. Didn't you get the memo that coming into the house, people are going to be trampling on your emotions? So what the hell are you talking about? You know, so it was just really, really ridiculous. And I'm glad about the fact that Biggie didn't even pay attention to what she said. And so she also said that almost everyone is nice, but there are still some people she's trying to learn. She said that she's overwhelmed with the experience. And Biggie asked her what she thought about her fellow housemates, and she said that they are the best set. Of course, I agree with that. She also said that she wants to go and apologize to Lilo. Something happened, guys, during the get to know each other session. Lilo was talking and was waiting for the other housemates to ask her questions, and Lucy rudely told Lilo to end the session because Lilo was not answering questions. And I'm like, this is Lucy that when she was talking, she was, I'm sorry to say, but she was crying crocodile tears. You know, she spent more than 15 minutes sharing her story. So why are you rushing other people not to talk, you know? So Lilo got upset, you know. So she said she's going to apologize to Lilo for that, but that will be much later when she's ready. I'm like, this one, you're not even ready to apologize yet. Anyways, Biggie also asked her who she saw, you know, as a potential ally. Oh, she also mentioned that she saw Kaisha as a mystery. She still doesn't understand who Kaisha is. And then Biggie asked her who she saw as a potential ally. She said Prince and Dorothy, because Dorothy has been able to figure her out. Dorothy understands her facial expressions, and she feels like Dorothy is going to put her in trouble. Guys, sorry, I keep on checking the other side because I'm trying to check the time. I'm sorry about that. And so she also said that if she were to create a team, she would have Prince, Dorothy, Praise and Tochi on a team. Biggie also asked her about her chances of winning, and she said, well, she's not really crazy about winning, but she's grateful for being in the house. That for her, she just wants to be in the house and entertain people. Then when the viewers are tired of seeing her face, they send her home. For her, she's okay with that. And I'm like, okay, girl, don't you think your response is you being quite complacent with the whole situation? I mean, this is 85 million, and we're talking about 85 million actually. So people, you answering like that's going to give people the impression that you are taking this opportunity for granted, you know. But that was what she said anyways. And so Biggie asked her about the HOH game. She said it was quite tricky. Biggie also asked her about her experience during the 2 weeks isolation. Guys, this was the part where Lucy went off. like completely off. At some point, I did not understand what she was saying because she just kept on prattling. Like, as I said, she was just prattling like a running tap. I could not understand a thing of what she was saying. And that was the part where Biggie got upset and sent her out of the diary room. Like, thank you, Biggie! Thankfully! You know, she was just out of the diary room. I just felt like that was just too much. And guys, let me not lie to you. I felt like she was trying to be like Kathy, because Kathy has the reputation of going into the diary room and expressing herself to Biggie. But this time around, I felt like Lucy didn't really have content enough to engage Biggie, because she was just prattling. When Kathy was in the diary room last season, she was prattling with a lot of sensible information. I'm sorry to say, but Lucy was prattling with a lot of unnecessary information that even people could not. In fact, a lot of people were just upset that, please, this girl should just go out of the diary room, you know. So I feel like she needs to learn, you know, how to minimize information that she dishes out so that she doesn't irritate the viewers. I'm sorry, but that has to be said. So guys, we had Kid Wire in the diary room, and he said his experience so far has been really amazing. He loves it because it's similar to him being in boarding school. He said everyone gets along and everyone is kind. And about who he sees himself bonding with, he sees himself bonding with Tochi and Eric. About the HOH game, he feels like the game caught him by surprise, you know, because he thought that it was going to be a physical activity. He thought that his muscular body and everything was going to help him, but then he was surprised to see the contrary of that. About what he learned in 2 weeks of isolation, he said he got to know himself on a deeper level. It calmed him down for not knowing what was happening in the real world. He got to read his Bible as well, and he got closer to God. I'm like, hallelujah. We have sensible housemates this season. And so guys, about how he rates his chances of winning, he said he's not thinking far ahead just yet. He's just basking in the moment of being happy, of being in the house. He believes that he's enjoying the process and rather not focusing or dwelling on the destination, right? And then about anything else, he requested for dumbbells to enhance his muscle trainings. And then Erica got into the diary room as well, although at some point she was prattling, but she was able to control her talks, you know. About her experience in the house, she feels it's different and it's fun, you know, and she feels like it's way better than what she saw in previous episodes. And guys, I completely agree with that. She said if she had found herself in previous episodes, she wouldn't have been happy. But for this season, you know, she's really excited because all the housemates are sensible, they're rational, they are cool, they're just fun to be with. Everybody has cool vibes. And then she says she's been able to bond with Kaisha, even though they disagreed at some point, you know. And then what she learned in isolation, she learned how to be tough. About her chances of winning, she says she's very optimistic and believes she can win this season's show. About her thoughts on her fellow housemates, she says she doesn't know them yet, but she feels like they are cool. About people that she has been able to bond with, she says she's been able to bond with Neil, Eric, Lucy, Praise, Prince, Nengi, Tolani, Ozo. So Ozo is husband material, but not for her. I mean, guys, she's been able to literally bond with half the housemates. For the other housemates, guys, she said that she's still trying to learn and understand them. About the HOH game, she felt like the HOH game was really tricky as well. And then she also mentioned that she likes Dora, and she said she likes Lekon, that Lekon is the Aristotle of the house. Similar thing I said this morning. Said Lekon is the Aristotle of the house. Lekon is one person that thinks on a deeper level. When you see him in the first place, you think that he's just a regular guy, basic guy. But then when you have conversations with him, you see that this person thinks on a very deep level, you know, that she has learned a lot about him. That yesterday, during the HOH challenge, she was one of those person that was laughing at him because he was not even able to get a 6. But then she noticed that while she was laughing, Lekon was also laughing at the situation. Lekon was not taking offense, you know. So from that experience, she felt bad, and then she learned how to not pick offense when people make fun of our own situation. I'm like, very smart girl, you know. And then Biggie asked her who she sees as a potential ally in the house, and she said she sees Neil as a potential ally because Neil is an open book. But for every other housemate, she feels like they'll smile with you, but they can do anything to win. And then About anything else, she said the room is too cold. She complained about their room, you know, she said it's too cold. And she also said that she doesn't really like the way Biggie wakes them up in the morning. And then Biggie said, okay, that he will consider a request of a complaint about the cold rooms. So guys, I didn't intend for this video to be too lengthy, and that was why I did not really put in all the details of things that happened today. So I'll be doing a separate video to address all of that. That said, guys, let me know what you think about all the housemates' response in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing night's rest. Bye.